Hello, it is Dr. Calico, and today we're going to be developing some more Neon Defense, and yeah, we made a few code changes from the last part, as well as a few art asset changes as well. Namely, uh, this is here for a little bit. I'm just going to remove that, which I actually need to close this here. Okay, so the bottom pop-up is at camera border bottom minus 128. We're going to set that to 0. Eh, Hang on. Wait, I'm gonna scroll all the way down here. And then, yeah, there is also a global variable. Okay, run pop-up. So we're going to change the variable of run pop-up. We're going to set it to true. Then search pop-up, prior results. Okay, run pop-up is true. That is false. Okay, we're going to, uh, it should be in objects. Somewhere down here. There it is, bottom pop-up. We're going to enable a tween. Tween the object's Y position to yes, movement, then to camera border bottom minus 128 as linear. Duration, let's say half a second. And then what we're going to do is wait, let's say 1.5 seconds. No, but I don't think that's enough time. 2.5 seconds. And then we'll just tween it back. But then what I also want to do is I want to have some text as well, pop-up text. So the pop-up text, uh, wait, hang on, I need to change something for the pop-up text. I just realized. We're gonna set to in the middle of, yet lorem ipsum no text. And then the UI creation, what we're going to do is we're going to create an object there. Yeah, we're going to create text, pop-up text. We're going to create an object, exposition of bottom pop-up x y UI, and then we're also going to change the z order to 2. Get 2 here. And the big question is, does this have the sticker behavior? It does not. Okay, so sticker. If we're going to stick this object to another object, we're going to delete the tween here because we don't need it anymore. Also, I'm thirsty. Okay, so the z order of this is going to be 2. And actually, one thing I want to do is I want to make sure that I get this right. So we're going to remove 128 from the y-axis again. We're going to load it. Yeah, that's meh. And then what we're going to do is we're going to change the pop-up text width. Uh, Wrapping width. We're going to set it to, let's say, now I know it's 256, so let's change it to 250. And then we're going to enable wrapping. And then we're also going to change its position. We're going to put, like, I'd like to say the center of the text box to the center of the button, or the pop-up. So we're going to change the center position to uh, bottom pop-up, center X, bottom pop-up, center Y. No, wait, actually, did I? Yeah, okay, yeah, everything is working. Yeah, I had like a bowl of delicious food, and that bowl of food was like really delicious, by the way. It was so freaking delicious. Okay, so what we want to do is we need to double check our work. I don't think 256 is long enough. Let's go for 500. Yeah, we're not doing 512 exactly because okay, yeah, yeah, that looks much better. Okay, so put that there. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to remove this. And then what I want to do, level 1-1, is I'm going to just trigger once. Uh, Trigger once. Variables run the pop-up. Other actions. Global variables. It should be right here. It should be under R. Run pop-up. Yep, we're going to set that to true. That will run the pop-up. And then the text of this pop-up text will be new enemy log to database. Okay, now if I just play the game, yeah, we did change something. Oh yeah, also new cursor. Yeah, yeah, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, let's start with like a basic. I have 1,000 credits. I am not supposed to have this many credits. Oh, I forgot to stick. Yeah, the object is not sticky. Pop-up text. What we want to do is we want to stick this to the pop-up, the bottom pop-up. Yep, it's going to stick like that, like a stick. This doesn't look right. And that's also the wrong level. Okay, now that looks much better. Yeah, we're not hiding the technical objects here yet because this tells me, yeah, we had to change the pathfinding algorithm, so now it uses the corners of the roads. And yeah, I had to manually place them. Okay, so let's get moving. Okay, yeah, I'm liking that so far. But you know, I'm just gonna skip a few things here because this is like we've seen this before. Yeah, I'm just gonna build a bunch of the really good bots. Mhm. Yeah, and also, I forgot to mention, the spacebar now slows down time no matter what you do. Yeah, that's a new change here. So yeah, micro heaven. Yeah, you can just micro to your heart's content. No worries. Okay, sooner or later, a bunch of things are going to happen, and I'm gonna need to pretty much continue building bots. Yeah, like right here, enemies are like all over the place. And yeah, I am like way over budget, so this is like way too many bots at this stage of the game. Yeah, these bots are just way too strong. But yeah, enemies are starting to make it through even past our defenses, even though we have way more money than is normally available at this stage of the game. Yeah, now here, I think enemies are definitely going to break through. Oh, wait, never mind. Yeah, just keep building. Yeah, it just goes to show you that just giving yourself 900 credits is enough to just trivialize all the waves. Hang on, something broke. I believe something has in fact broken. Okay, so we're going to. Oh, wait, never mind. Nope, nothing is broken. This is not updating. Yeah, I think I changed some code, and for some odd reason, this isn't working anymore on the debug. Okay, so I'm just going to take a look here. And what text is that? That is debug. So I'm going to just search for debug. Oh, it's behind a trigger once. So yeah, we're gonna move that over here. Yeah, no, so while I'm at it, I'm gonna remove this 0 because that is the proper amount of money you should start as, or start with as the player. Hmm. But yeah, not bad for first level. Just ease the player into the game. The first waves, not that big of a deal. Your basic starting bot, yeah, it can kill them very easily. Yeah, it only takes a single shot. But then we get to here, and this is where things really start to pick up here. Yeah, we're going to afford another basic bot so we can double our economy right here. Yeah, and actually, I'm going to use the new controls that I programmed in. And also, there was a bug with the projectiles that we soon realized. The projectiles were actually on the UI layer, so they were not getting slowed down. We have since fixed this. The projectiles are now properly slowed down, so that way they aren't moving at basically 8 times their normal speed anymore. But yeah, actually, I really like how this turned out. The using spacebar to just slow down time. Yeah, basically, I don't want to, make this super challenging because, oh, you don't have enough time, when in reality you can just hold down spacebar and give yourself 8 times as much time. I mean, look how slow everything is moving. This is more than enough time to do pretty much anything in the game, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and also, there was another bug where if you selected a unit while having the factory open, uh, it would just remove the slowdown effect. Well, guess what? We fixed that. Yeah, the slowdown is removed only when basically everything that can cause a slowdown is removed. So basically, you have to A, not be pressing the spacebar, B, not controlling a unit, and C, have the factory closed just for time to resume normal. But yeah, also, yeah, I also had to look back at my previous video. I introduced ground units twice. Um, Look, I was so distracted by the gameplay that I forgot that I had introduced the ground units twice. Whoops. Oh well, the developer is silly. But yeah, let's get a more expensive bot onto the field, one that it's faster. And I think we should also retire these bots to the front lines over here. No, actually, I changed my mind. All right, let's keep them nearby enemies. Yeah, let's also have him go for the. Oh, this is getting out of range. Well, just spacebar over there real quick. Yep, build another bot, and that's out of range too. Yep, and now we have a fleet of 5 bots that are attacking enemies. And yeah, I think there's still some bugs to work out. Yeah, like if I'm pressing spacebar and just hold that, that just doesn't work. Yeah, I think I'm gonna need to take a look at the code again and fix that. Okay, we can afford another bot, so let's get another bot. I think I might as well just put these bots here, put him here, and put this guy here for now. Yeah, we are constantly dealing damage to the wave. Yeah, this guy is not dealing damage to the wave. That is bad. Okay, build another bot. Yeah, with improved turrets and improved hull. Yeah, get over here, start moving over here, start moving over here, and get moving over here, move over here, you move over here, just a little bit ahead of the schedule. Okay, you two are colliding, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, build yet another bot. Yeah, I am like microing the hell out of my own game. Holy crap, I did not expect this to happen. Yeah, then move over here, move over here, move over here. You move over here, you go over here, you follow this wave, and then I'm going to build another bot. Oh, I'm already building another bot. Yeah, okay, so we have another bot built. We're going to build another bot. Yeah, we're just going to swarm the entire playing field with bots. Yeah, and so far things are going really well right here. Yeah, we're at wave 9. You know, maybe I should have the wave marker be above the factory at all times. Okay, we're gonna... Yeah, now that that's taken care of, we're going to move the entire fleet over here. Yeah, just so we can start dealing damage on the final wave. Okay, so that spawned in way too early. Yeah, we're gonna need to fix that. What that is that is a blueprint to unlock the next unit. Or turret. Yeah, and that's supposed to spawn in, like, the mo... At least it stays on screen. Okay, so that didn't work. I mean, it did work, but at the same time, it didn't work. Okay, so we're going to search for blueprint. Okay, so I see what the problem is here. Yeah, the problem here is that on frame 1, before there are enemies on any enemies on screen, this piece of code runs, and then it's like, hey, guess what? There's no enemies on screen. We're going to create a blueprint. And that will immediately end the level if I click on it. Or at least that's the design intent. Yeah, the code's just not working to that degree right here. Okay, so we're going to investigate the code here. Okay, so what is not used? Okay, is currently spawning. Yeah, we're actually going to wait exactly 1 second to say wave status. uh, It's hard to click on things. It's hard to select things as well. Is currently spawning. We're going to set that to false. And then what we're going to do is, meanwhile, in the engine, yeah, is currently spawning is false. But this isn't going to work. It's going to spawn immediately. So we're also going to check if it is the final wave. Yeah, however, I think that it's also unfair that the player doesn't know what the final wave is. So I want to run the pop-up text again. Huh. Yep, last wave. Okay, so let's double check this thing. That's the main menu. That's not what we're supposed to do here. Okay, so let's... I'm going to change some things here. Okay, so we're going to hide all the technical objects. And then what I want to do, wave marker. Okay, so it is supposed to be 384. What I want to do is center the text. And it's supposed to be at scrapyard x minus 64 and y minus 64. So meanwhile in UI creation, I'm going to add another little event here. Okay, so trigger once. But then also what I want to do is, meanwhile in the main menu, is it should be over here. Also mark the current wave. Let's just just a little bit. Just stretch it out just a little, just a little. Okay, so scrapyard pass. We're going to create an object. Strangely, it's named debug. Okay, so create an object. What we want to do, x minus 64 UI. The 64. Yeah, change the wrapping of debug. We're going to set that to 1. And then what we're going to do, delete this. Shit. That didn't work. Okay, we need to change some things here. Let's change this up here. It should be under a text related thing. Alignment. No. No, that doesn't work. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. Oh my. I know what I did here. I think I know what I did wrong. Hang on. Yeah, we're going to let's try this again here. The width of the object. should be somewhere. I don't know where it is. I have to scroll all the way down here. Uh, yeah, I did it like 10 minutes ago. I don't remember how I did it. Whoops. Oh, change the wrapping with you silly goober. Yeah, you absolute goober. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, 192, 192 plus 128, 320. Okay, yeah, we're going to change that to 320. And let's see if that works. Shit. It didn't work. Oh wait, that's changing at every frame. I don't want to do that. Yeah, I need to scroll down a bit here. Hit the wave counter. Okay, set the wrapping to 320. And then what we're going to do is we're going to change the middle of it to be the equivalent of the factory's center. Okay, so that is going to be change the center of the object. Should be the center X position. Set to be the center is going to be the same as the factories. Yeah, and actually, another thing I wanted to bring up is why I'm using an external event rather than just putting everything inside the inside of here is because look at how condensed this is. This works. What this does is I can just put the engine in wherever the hell I want, and it just works. Yeah, I don't need to reference everything. Yeah, especially because all the things referenced are in the global uh, variables tables. So, yeah, I don't need to declare anything. Yeah, downside though is I think I might need to reset a lot of things later. Actually, I think we should tackle this right now. Level loading. Yeah, what we want to do. Yeah, we're going to reset all the variables. Okay, so this is triggered once. What is it that can be reset here? Yeah, or rather, what is it that I want to reset here? I'm going to screenshot this. And then what I'm going to do is open up File Explorer. Screenshots, the one I just took. Put this all the way over here onto the second monitor. Okay, so what variables are problematic if they carry over from level to level? Uh, that's actually here. Okay, so build menu is open. That is a problematic variable, I believe. So we're going to flag that as false. Credits amount. Yeah, that's a big one. Uh, Set to a nice and even 100. Yep, start of every level is going to have 100 credits. Uh, Button states hull selected. What we're going to do is we're going to set that to false. And then turret selected. Uh, don't forget that. Set that to false too. Selection state. False as well. And then the last one is building right here. Or not last one. Set that to false. Okay, I don't want to reset the unlock progress. That just sounds like really bad if I reset that every full. Okay, minigame name. Nope. Level loading, difficulty, and level name. Nope, don't need to change that. Okay, current campaign level. Don't need to change that. Last press button. That's a really bad idea to change that. Health remaining. Uh, yeah, let's change that as well. Yeah, health remaining. We're going to set to. What's a good middle of the road campaign number? Like 100? Probably 100. Yeah, if that becomes too much, we'll adjust it. Okay, what else do we want to do here? Definitely, wave status. Final wave. We're going to set to false. Definitely not the final wave we have just loaded into the level. The final wave reward is getting overwritten every single time. So, is currently spawning. Just started. We're not currently spawning. Yeah, we're going to change the spawn marker number. Actually, we're going to clear all the children here. Wait, hang on a moment. Is that unused? Is that actually unused? No, it's not. Oh yeah, that is actually used. I'm just dumb. Uh, Level loading, spawn marker number. Set to 0. Yeah, then we're also going to change run pop-up. Pop-up, choose an operator, set to false. Okay, so that's where every single level should start off as. Yeah. Yeah, is there anything else that I want to do here? Nothing that really strikes my fancy. But we're also forgetting something. What if the player is so bad that they leak enemies? I think I know exactly what to do here. Yeah, first thing I want to do is collapse all of these. UI creation factory. Nothing but a solid block of blue. Yeah, nice big solid block of blue. That really sets the mood. So let's add in another block of blue. Yeah, we're gonna call it losing. Yeah, losing lives. Okay, so what we want to do here. Okay, so repeat for each object, I believe, is a good way to do this. For each object, for each instance of enemies. Okay, so enemies collision with the end marker. What we want to do is we need to deal damage to the health variables. Change the variable. Health remaining. Subtract enemies. Health. Yeah, that should return their current health. Yeah, yeah, it does. And then what we want to do is just straight up delete them. Enemies. Delete an object. Okay, so now it's time to get out the testing simulation again. Spawn marker of here. What we want to do is we're going to bring the end marker all the we're going to bring the end marker all the way over here, straight to the very front. There is no way any human on Earth is going to defend against this. Even with the benefits of neon defense, no human on Earth is going to defend against them spawning here, moving 128 units to the right, and then that. Yeah, no, it's just impossible. Just yeah, it's just impossible. Yeah, especially since they were getting like all the way up to like here. But yeah, with like 100th of the distance, no, no chance. Sorta. Okay, so we need to test some things. Also, we need a UI element to signify. Um. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The main menu. Does this work? No, it does not. Okay, so right about here. Okay, so we made a bunch of adjustments to the main menu. I'm gonna play through my own tutorial, even though I know exactly how this game works, because what was that? What just happened? Okay, that button is not fading correctly. So, tutorial. Between the opacity of what button is that? The options button. Okay, that's all we needed to check. It's working fine. Okay, so back to the engine. Yeah, there is a bar that we actually haven't used because we changed up the wave structure. That being the wave bar. No, actually, hang on. Is that 6T? Is that 32 by 32? Need to double check that. That's nah, don't like that. Okay, so we're gonna need to delete this. Yeah, this just isn't working. Yeah, yeah, that doesn't work. Never used it. Yeah, especially after the wave restructure. Nope, didn't use it. Okay, so we need a new bar, but the bar does not exist in terms of art. Also, there's a bunch of unused stuff that I'd like to get rid of here. Or rather, a few unused things. Talk, you goober. Yeah, wave bar. Nope, never needed it. We're just removing it. Yep, yep. Just like that, doesn't exist. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to open up the art program right here. 32 by 64. I forgot how the I forgot the width of the factory. Factory width is factory width is 128. That's the height. It's actually 256. Okay, so yeah, we got the dimensions wrong entirely. Canvas size. Yeah, I think 32 is actually fine. 256. Actually, I want to put this onto the buildings layer. So yeah, we're just gonna make it all white. Okay, we're going to save this as. Yeah, I think this is acceptable. It is going to be the only health bar that the player can actually look at. Oh, and also, I didn't show this the last time as well. We're going to actually do a few things here. Yeah, we're actually going to set this, the improved tank health to. No, actually, we don't even have it unlocked. Yeah, we're going to set the starting health to 1. And then we're going to load up the main menu. That's not what we want to do. Okay, so what just happened? Basically, repairs work. Yeah, what I didn't showcase was the fact that the repair rate is normally fairly slow between waves. If there are no enemies, however, you get rewarded with super fast repair rates. Yeah, I'm actually going to showcase the super fast repair rates right here by putting this onto the Units tab. With this, why is the health behavior not showing up? Oh, edit object, health. Starting health of 1. Yeah, now normally this would take like several years to fully repair with the, you know, swamp-ass repair pad. But yeah, I'm placing down so many of these improved tanks that no player could ever possibly have this many in like a real game. And all of them are at 1 health. Yeah, the repairs go by super fast. Yeah, and just like that, it's done. Okay, select all instances, and we're just going to. I don't understand why, GDevelop. I don't understand why you expect me to focus on this object in the list instead of the object in here. I don't know why. Also, its starting health was 10 and not 1. Who cares? So yeah, let's set its starting health back to 25. Because let's be entirely honest, if a unit leaves a factory with less than 100% health, something's definitely wrong. Okay, so what else is there? I don't even know, to be honest. Yeah, just wanted to showcase a bunch of things and what I was working on. But yeah, yeah, things are coming along nicely, I'd say. Yeah, I think that the engine is actually in a pretty, really good standing right now. Because we can, create waves. And we can also have the pop-up text just go whenever we want. But yeah, yeah, I think that this might as well just be a short one today. So, that's about it. Thanks for viewing.